Great. So, in the last session, I was planning to do both arithmetic progression and geometric, but a lot of questions and a lot of people had a lot of doubts. So, we could not do GP. Today, we'll do GP and we'll also do some other series which are not a part of AP or GP. Okay, respectively. So, let's start with GP, geometric series. So, I'll draw a parallel with AP. So, in AP, the first term, here also, I'll assume the first term, T1 is first term. Let that be A. So, what happens in GP? I'll give you an example. 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, etc. So as you can see here, every successive term is double of the previous term. So can I say the ratio is 2, isn't it? Every term in this series divided by the previous term would always be equal to 2. Yes or no? In case of AP, difference was common. Here the ratio is common. So I will assume the common ratio to be R because I want to generalize, right, a formula. Well, so if T1 is A, T2 will automatically be A multiplied by R, that is AR. We get an example here. So if A is 1, A into R, that is 2, 1 into 2. In this case, ratio is 2, right? So automatically, T3 will be AR square. All of us know that, understand that. So similarly, if I go to Tn, this will be equal to A R to the power n minus 1. So as you can see, whatever we have here, the power is 1 less, isn't it? We have 2 here, power is 1. We have 3, power is 2. We have n, power is n minus 1. We have 1, power is 0. Power of r is 0, right? Pratishtha, isn't it evening? Are you living on the opposite side of the world? Okay, so I hope this is clear. This is something which everybody understands. Now, having said that, we need to derive. Or let us first of all, let's try to understand the sum of n terms, and then slowly, after doing a few questions, I'll show you something very unique about geometric series. Okay. Sn. So basically, there are two things. In this case, as you can see, the ratio is 2. But I can have a series like this: 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 4, 1 by 8, and so on. This is also GP, isn't it? In this case, the common ratio is 1 by 2, right? The common ratio is 1 by 2. Is that right? Understood? Okay. So we can have, if common ratio is more than 1, this is what the sum of the entire GP will be for r is greater than 1. And when r is less than 1, in that case, sum will be a times 1 minus r to the power n whole upon 1 minus r. Now, mathematically speaking, ratio cannot be 1. If ratio is 1, then we won't be getting, okay, we can say that all the elements will be the same in that case. But essentially, that won't be forming a progression, isn't it? Because the progression has to progress. It can decline or it can grow. That is why r is normally not taken as 1. Is that clear, everyone? Right? Cool enough? Okay. So also, having said that, in the previous case, in the case of arithmetic series, we talked about average. And that average was nothing but arithmetic mean. So when we use this term, I hope you noted this down. Note it, tell me note it, and then I will erase it and move ahead. Great. So now, done everyone? Okay, cool. So in case of arithmetic progression, we had the averages arithmetic mean. In the geometric progression, the average, see, this was an AP. 3 happened to be the average, which is nothing but arithmetic mean. In fact, in stats, we call averages arithmetic mean. We don't call it normally average in stats. In arithmetic, we call it average. So this is very common, understood. But if we have a geometric progression like this, in that case, the middle term, this term, will be called as geometric mean. Geometric mean. And how to calculate that? So the basic difference between an AP and a GP is an AP is an additive series. Can I say it? Additive. We can add something to it or subtract something to it. It's an additive series, and GP is a multiplicative series. Is that understood? So when if you go back to my first class in which I was talking about SI and CI, I use this term. The simple interest, if you look at simple interest, all the amounts for these years were basically, it was forming an arithmetic progression. But in compound interest, the amount, maturity amount, was basically forming a geometric progression, isn't it? So that time it looked quite difficult, but now it all makes sense, right? So so when we try to, as it is an additive, an arithmetic mean, basically add everything, divide by the number of elements. In this case, we multiply everything. We will multiply everything. 1 into 2 into 4 into 8 into 16, and then raise it to nth power. In this case, number of elements is 5, so this will be the geometric mean. Is that clear? Shubhankar, yeah, you are right. Okay. Now, there's one more thing, a common thing, a pattern which we noticed. Arithmetic mean, if I add everything divided by 5, I'll get arithmetic mean. At the same time, if I take the mean of these two, the extreme terms, then also I'll get the arithmetic mean, yes or no? Right? The equidistant terms from the center, if I take the average, I'll get the arithmetic mean. Similarly, here also the same thing will happen. If I take the first and last term and then calculate its geometric mean, I'm taking two terms, so power will be 1 by 2. This comes out to be 4, isn't it? With geometric mean. Similarly, second and second last, the same thing will happen here as well. Is that clear, everyone? Clear? So both the series have some certain things in common. It's just that one is additive, other is multiplicative, and there is no much difference. Cool. So let us do the first question here. In a GP, T3, term 3 is 9. What is the product of first 5 terms of this GP? Rohit, exactly. That's right. Yes, so we can draw a parallel. In the previous class, the question which had similar kind of meaning, right? In that, arithmetic mean was given. So if there are 5 terms, T1, T2, T3, T4, T5, term 3 will essentially be the geometric mean, isn't it? This will be the geometric mean. So basically, product of all these terms raised to power 1 by 5 was equal to 9. So if I assume the product to be P raised to power 1 by 5 was actually equal to 9. That means the product is equal to 9 to the power 5. Great. All of you have got that correct. Now, this is not even a question. It's just a concept builder, things that we discussed. Coming to next question. In a GP with even number of terms, the ratio of the sum of odd number terms to the sum of even number terms is 2 by 3. Find the common ratio. This is a better question. It's actually a question. Okay, Rohit. Let's see. It won't change. Would be 3 by 2 only. Okay. So let us. How did you do it? I think you must have assumed some elements A, AR square, AR cube. We need to have even number of elements. So let me take 6 elements in totality. Right? Is this how you guys did it? How many elements did you take? Even number of elements, na? So sum of odd, that is first, third, and fifth, is as good as second, fourth, and sixth. That is given in the question automatically already. Right? Oh, very good. Now you guys are actually turning out to be really smart. See, if it is even number of terms, how does it matter whether I take 6 terms or 6,000 terms or 8,000 terms or 10 lakh terms or just 2 terms? What if I take only 2 terms? Just 2 terms. My life will be simpler, isn't it? Should be infinite होगा. Even when elements infinite mean number are not known. Let's take 2 terms and you're good to go. So this is odd number, this is even number element. So basically, sum of only 2 terms are there. The sum जो होगा वो तो खुद term ही होगा. So we'll have A upon A R is equal to 2 by 3, which means R is equal to 3 by 2. How many of you did it this way? Did this way? Very good. The best thing about algebra is that we have to keep our life as simple as possible. अरे हर्ष पता है मैं मेंटोस जिंदगी बोलने वाला था. Well, so thinking alike. Very good. Coming to the next one. The sum of the 3 numbers in GP is 14 and the product is 64. Find the second term. Very simple question. Very much similar to what we did with arithmetic progression. Same kind of questions. Aditi, even number of terms था ना, 2 ही term ले लो, एक A और एक AR, बस. Alter ego. दीप सम देखने की नजर. हाँ तो वही तो इसीलिए तो ट्रेनिंग हो रही है. What happened? Last question. Yeah, this is the last question. Look at it. Sukanya and Aditi. I just took 2 terms because I need to take even number of terms. So I took as less as possible in order to make life simpler. That's it. Okay, coming back to this question, which we are doing. Again, a very easy question, I must say. So if there are 3 terms, product is 64. What does that mean? That means geometric mean will be equal to 64 raised to power 1 by 3. Cube root of 64 is 4, isn't it? So we have 3 terms, and the middle term is 4. That happens to be the geometric mean, and the first term let it be a by r, and last term be ar. So if you remember, in arithmetic progression we did some similar kind of question in which I told you that we should take the terms a minus d, a and a plus d. Right? Do you remember that? In the previous session, some people took a, then a plus d, then a plus 2d for arithmetic progression. I said let's take a minus d, a and a plus d, because that way if we add everything, things get cancelled out. Similar thing will happen over here also. So if you multiply this, r and r will get cancelled. So this is the best way to. So these are simple things which will make your calculations quicker and easier. This is how you should take it. अच्छा, यहाँ पे ये तो 4 कंफर्म हो ही चुका है, isn't it? Exactly, Subhajit. Simple question है. Product is 64. GP sum of 3 numbers is 14. आगे I think all of you can solve, isn't it? Nothing much to worry here. So this term was actually a, isn't it? So we have 3 numbers as 4 by r plus 4 plus 4r, and when we add them all, I get 14. अच्छा, खत्म है क्या? सेकंड टर्म पूछ रहा है वो, तो इतना करी क्यों है हम लोग? मुझे लगा कि पूरी सीरीज पूछ रहा है. सेकंड टर्म तो डायरेक्टली 4 हो गया. नो नीड टू डू एनीथिंग हियर. 64 का 1 by 3 रूट निकाल लो, द आंसर इज 4. या कुछ करना ही नहीं है इसके अंदर. एग्जैक्टली सही. ठीक है, क्लियर एवरीवन? हाँ, बिल्कुल सही. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. इन अ जीपी द फर्स्ट टर्म इज 11 and the last term is 5632. Last term, let that be Tn, is 5632. The sum of all the terms is Sn is equal to 11253. Find the common ratio. You need to find the ratio. You have all the data over here. Gunjan, it's 4. देखो, इतने सिंपल क्वेश्चन जल्दी लेकर आगे बढ़ते हैं and then do something really cool, no? Harsh and Bobby say the answer is 2. Let's see what others think. इस सवाल पर थोड़ा दिमाग लगा सकते हैं, है ना? Tell me everyone, how are you doing it? Tn is basically nothing but a times r to the power n minus 1, that is given as 5632, which and a is 11 over here. So we get r to the power n minus 1 as let's divide by 11. 5s are 55, 1s are 11, and 2s are 22. We got 512. ऐसे ही है ना सबने? Putting in the formula, this will be a times r to the power n minus 1 whole upon r minus 1. Now, why I took r here? Not 1 minus r, I took r minus 1. प्रियंका क्या हो गया? How किस बात पे पूछ रही हो? प्रियंका, which part? You said how? किस बात के लिए बोल रही हो? r 512 कैसे? डिवाइड कर दो 11 से. a is 11. 5632 divided by 11 is 512. Okay. Now I'm saying that why I took r minus 1, not 1 minus r. How do I know that r is greater than 1? I know it because r raised to power something is a natural number. Had it been less than 1, this would have been a fraction, right? Clear? I hope all of you got it. Let's put in the values here and try to find the answer. So this is 11253. Okay. Now a is 11. So r to the power n minus 1 whole upon r minus 1. This a goes here, divides it. 11 1s are 11, 0 1. Divide हो पा रहा है क्या? नहीं हो पा रहा. डिवाइड नहीं हो पा रहा. हो रहा है. 1023. Exactly. This is what we get. Okay. Now what? Now what? From observation, हम बोल सकते हैं कि r के लिए 2 आ रही है. प्रीतम, how we know r is greater than 1? Because एक बात बताओ, ये r की पावर कुछ है. If this r was a fraction, then its power would produce a fraction only, isn't it? Right? Is that right? But this is a natural number, which means r must be greater than 1. That is the reason. Ganesh, आएंगे वहाँ पे. So right now we'll do it conventionally and then we'll go by a shortcut technique. So this is what we have with us. What can be done with this information? See, I'll tell you something. Let us take the values one by one. So from this, I can say one thing. R to the power n whole upon R is equal to 512. Is that right? Is this step clear, all of you? Is this step clear or not? Which means R to the power n will be equal to 512 R. So I wrote R to the power n in terms of R, which will be useful for me if I put it here. Cool. Did this way make a very good? Simple. Hai? Let's put the value here and get the value of R. So I think someone said that I'm not able to, from observation I can say R is 2. I'm not able to calculate, but now you can calculate it, right? So let's put the value here. We have 512 R minus 1 upon R minus 1 is 1023. By cross multiplication you can solve it. Should I solve it or you'll be able to solve this? Cleared, everyone? Now let's take a deep breath for a few seconds because now after this I'm going to increase the complexity of the questions and also the concepts. It's clear till this point, right? Clear to everyone? So now let's go back to, let's revisit the modules that we did earlier. So the first module was number system, numbers, theory of numbers. प्रियंका कौन सा बात? चलो एक बार देख लो प्रियंका, मैं 1 मिनट वेट कर रहा हूँ. It's self-explanatory. बुझ गई रोहित? बुझ गई? क्या बुझ गया? Vaishali is asking. Okay, ठीक है. मैं एक बार ना इसे फिर से कर देता हूँ. Don't worry. Tell me, those who don't understand. First term, that is A, is 11. Agreed. Last term, let there be n terms only. So last term will be Tn. This will be A R to the power n minus 1. All of us know that. Okay. Let's forget everything. This Tn is given as 5, 6, 3, 2. A can be replaced with 11, and now we have this. So R to the power n minus 1 का मतलब क्या होता है? When the powers are subtracting, that means it will be R to the power n upon R. Yes or no? Do you get that? प्रणव, हाँ, ऑप्शन सही होगा. ठीक है. प्रियंका एंड अदर्स, इज दैट क्लियर? ये पता है ना आपको, अगर पावर है माइनस तो डिवाइड में चला जाता है. अरे a to the power m divided by a to the power n is equal to a to the power m minus n. I hope all of you know it. मल्टीप्लाई होगा तो पावर्स ऐड हो जाती हैं, बेस रिमेन सेम, है ना? ओके, सो नाउ rearranging it, r to the power n will be equal to 5, 6, 3, 2 divided by 11 times r. 11 से काटना आपको आता ही होगा. So r to the power n is equal to how much? This will be 512 r. Now let this be question number 1. Cool. This is the thing which I could not do in my board exam. That's why I scored very low. इतने steps ये मैं सीखा हूँ टीचर बनने के बाद. Okay. Now coming to the second part. Sum of all the terms. Sn is equal to a to the power a multiplied by r to the power n minus 1 whole upon r minus 1. A is 11, r is unknown. Let's expand that, and Sn is given as 1, 1, 2, 5, 3. That is 11 times this. Now all I am saying is I replace r to the power n with 512 r. Why? Because that will be easy to calculate. By cross multiplying, you get 1, 1, 2, 5, 3 upon 11. कर लोगे ना इसके आगे तो. 11 divided किया 1023. R minus 1 goes here. Is equal to, let's replace this by 512 r. Right, and we have minus 1 here. Solve it, you get r as the value of r is 2. No, Sonu, I discussed that earlier also. Harsh, बता दो. Now it's clear, everyone. Got it? ठीक है. तुम लोगों की बेहद, जनता की बेहद मांग के मैंने ये स्टेप्स कर तो दिए समझने के लिए, बट कैट में से करने बैठोगे तो बहुत टाइम लग जाएगा. अब इन तरह के सवालों को कैसे डिस्कस करें? सो लेट्स गो बैक टू द मॉड्यूल्स. सो व्हेन द क्लास स्टार्टेड, आई होप whoever took the class, they must have told you that you need to remember all the multiplication tables from 1 to 20 या 1 to 30, something like that. और कुछ वो याद कर लो, क्या कहते हैं, 1 by 1, 1 by 20 तक के फ्रैक्शन टू परसेंटेज इक्विवेलेंट, इजंट इट? हाँ, देवी वहाँ पे आएंगे, ये सब बातें याद होंगी, आपने याद कर भी लिया होगा. दैट्स ग्रेट. सो बिकॉज as surprise there are certain things which I want you to learn again, and that is I'll just change the slide. Okay, a blank slide is with me. So that is certain power series that is going to be helpful, and people who are from engineering background, majorly from the computer science background, they are, I think, through it, right? So first important is powers of 2. Powers of 2. This will be 2 powers of 2, okay? 2 to the power n. Starting from 0 to whatever. So 2 to the power 0 is 1. Then we have 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 512, and 1024. So I want you guys to remember these powers of 2 from 0 to 10. This is very important. Okay? From 0 to 10. अनि इस पे भी बात करेंगे. I'll plan some workshops for that as well. Then powers of 3. कुछ जरूरी है. 3 to the power 0 is 1, then 3, 9, 27, 81, 243, and 729. So this is still 3 to the power 6, from 0 to 6. ठीक है? 4 की जरूरत नहीं है, 4 is square of 2. Let's take 5 also. 1, 5, 25, 125, 625. 5 की पावर 4 तक याद कर लो. अगर 5 की 5 भी याद हो गया तो बहुत अच्छी बात है. ठीक है? And then few powers of 7. This will be 1, 7, 49, 343, and 2401. Till 7 to the power 4. इतना तुम याद कर लो, and your life will become very easy. Noted? Everyone? Aditya, right? This is actually important. हर्ष ठीक है, जिसको याद है ठीक है, but lot of people are not from mathematics background. For them it is actually required. जरूरी है ये. बॉबी 11 का तो हम बना सकते हैं. ठीक है, इतने याद है. इतना करने के बाद should I erase it? Now there is a thing called Pascal's triangle, which I want you guys to know. Through Pascal's triangle, a lot of things can be done. We'll discuss it later on. But Pascal's triangle goes like this. So I'll write 1, and now look at my fingers. Let's call it V. Okay, V for vendetta. ठीक है, देखो अभी क्या होगा यहाँ पे. So when I put my finger like this, so whatever is on tip of my fingers, now listen to me carefully. Whatever is on tip of my fingers, it will add and come here. Okay, towards the vertex of V. Is that clear? So I put it here. यहाँ 1 है, यहाँ कुछ भी नहीं है, तो नीचे क्या आएगा? 1 ही आएगा. Similarly, 1 यहाँ पे भी आ जाएगा. Is that clear, everyone? Is that clear? Now if I do the same, like this, V for Vimal. अच्छा, ठीक है, चलो बोलो Zuma Kesari. 1, and here also, so it will become 1 again. Here also we get 1, but in between we got 2. Is that right? Okay. Yeah, repeat कर रहा हूँ मैं. These are, okay, this finger, whatever we have here, let's say we have X, here we have Y, तो नीचे X plus Y आ जाएगा. That is what is happening while making this table. Clear? Again, let's do this. So we'll get 1 here. 1 plus 2 is 3, 2 plus 1 is 3, and 1 plus 0 is 1. So in a way, we'll get 1 only, if this is a triangle, then we'll get 1 only on the both of these limbs. Right? शुभंकर अच्छी बात है, सबको नहीं, कुछ लोगों को नहीं पता होता. Okay? 1 plus 3 is 4, 3 plus 3 is 6, 3 plus 1 is 4, and this is 1. So if you look at this, these are nothing but powers of 11. Yes or no? These are powers of 11. 11 की power 0 is equal to 1. 11 to the power 1 is equal to 11. 11 to the power 2 is equal to 121. 11 cube is 1331. 11 to the power 4 is this. And keep on making this. No problem at all. ठीक है? Is that clear, everyone? This is called as Pascal's triangle. Mind sweep है. Okay. Is that clear, all of you? Clear? 11 का power 5 भी कर देते हैं. See, what is happening over here? 11 power 5. If I solve this, I get 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. But here, as you can see, in these two we have 2 digits. Only 1 is allowed. So simple जो बचपन में करते थे, carry forward. 1 remains, 5 comes, 0 remains. 1 goes for carry forward. This becomes 11. 1 remains, 1 goes here, 6 and 1. So 1, 6, 1, 0, 5, 1 will be 11 to the power 5. All right? This will be not this, but this will be 11 to the power 5. Clear? Is that clear? But at the very same time, this is also important. 11 की power 5 के लिए मैंने carry forward कर दिया, but in Pascal's triangle will not carry forward. Then where is this important? We'll talk about that now. Kanishk, अभी 11, अभी हम क्या करने वाले हैं? You are not even expecting. First of all, tell me, is this clear or not? What I said, to find 11 to the power 5, I took carry forward, but in the real Pascal's triangle, did not take carry forward. Okay? So in Pascal's triangle, this is just one of the benefits, or one of the deductions of Pascal's triangle, in which we can find the powers of 11. But having said that, let us do something more, something beautiful. Ready for that? And you know what? This is going to actually be beneficial if somehow CAT becomes difficult. अगर किसी ने बोल दिया कैट वालों ने कि मेरा मन है आज बहुत डिफिकल्ट मैं बनाऊंगा, so they can increase difficulty in algebra, in numbers, and in permutation combination. So now I'll tell you something very beautiful here. Ready for that? I need full attention. Okay. So now, see, I'll tell you The entire world can be explained only by using two words. In English language, the thing called oxymoron. All of you know that? Oxymoron. What is oxymoron? Two contradictory words are used side by side to create a feeling of fullness, isn't it? Dark light, silent noise. You get that? Okay? You get that right? So when we use two opposites, oxymoron, figure of speech, pronoun, exactly, incredibly dull, itu, exactly. So this, whenever you use this, basically we are trying to encompass everything. It gives a feeling of fullness. Okay, कुछ और example लेते हैं, जैसे कि plants and animals, right? We say that plants and animals. कोई बोलेगा, what is this world composed of? You can say plants and animals, fire and water, right? Men and women, children and adults, black and white, isn't it? So if we have to explain the entire world, we can use two terms. अगर दो ही terms बोलने हैं, तो आप ऐसे बोल सकते हो. The entire world the humanity is composed of men and women, us and them. Is that clear? Now, is that clear? Having said that, I'll tell you something which is happening to all of us. In sociology, men or males, they are represented by this symbol, and females, women, by this symbol. I hope all of you know it. Yes or no? You know it, right? Ashar, exactly. Is that right? All of you know that? Now, I'll make it very easy for you guys. कुछ लोग बोल रहे हैं यार इतना difficult चीजें क्यों हो रही हैं? बहुत easy है. These are the symbols. So tell me something. There is a thing called courtship. A thing called courtship. हाँ, upward से कल्याण होता है, नीचे कर दिया उसको space के लिए, है ना? So what is courtship? All of you know that? Courtship. All these species, except seahorses, males are the ones who propose and females are the ones who choose. Do you understand it? It happens to humans as well. Males are the ones who propose and females are the ones who choose. And that's the reason males are aggressive, and that's the reason females are choosy. Okay? That is courtship, isn't it? रोहित, हाँ, अपने ह्यूमन कल्चर में एंगेजमेंट टू मैरिज बहुत नया कॉन्सेप्ट है ये, बट बायोलॉजिकली कोर्टशिप इज दिस, इजंट इट? ओके, सो males have got this pleasure. Well, so let us say all the amount of attraction, love, sympathy, or whatever feelings, the maximum amount is n. The maximum. Anyone can go maximum to be n. Nothing can go beyond that. Shubhajit, okay. So now you understand this. So first of all, what happens? A male comes, he looks at a female, he likes her, and his intensity of emotions is n, which means the intensity of female might be 0. Yes or no? Yes or no? The intensity of females would be 0. कि n के ऊपर हो ही नहीं सकता. होता है कि मैं उसके लिए चांद तारे तोड़ दूंगा, बस वही याद आ रही है, कुछ और दिमाग में आ ही नहीं रहा, और लड़की को पता भी नहीं है. In UP, if you go, there are a lot of fights happening between guys over a girl, and the girl doesn't even know that she is being fought for. Okay? But with time, what happens? थोड़ा आगे बढ़ते हैं. Probably the girl, okay, she looks at him, अच्छा ही देख रहा है. That means the girl would have a bit of feeling, maybe feeling भी 1, 0 से 1 हो गया. And because law of balance would always act, n से ऊपर हो ही नहीं सकता, तो guy would become a bit secure. That is why his feeling will be n minus 1. Right? Now you try to understand. Then they talk to each other. Females feeling develop, males feeling, because balance should be there, he becomes more secure, becomes n minus 2. This keeps on happening. Is that right? बाद में phone number मिल गया, थोड़ा और secure हो गए, है ना, फिर बातें होने लगी, etc. 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 This keeps on happening. At one point of time, male का 0, female का highest, and the series ends. So, right. So, this is how the entire courtship pattern works. All right. Kanishk, this is the mathematical pattern which has come from biology. Now what? This clear to all of you. So now I'll replace all the males by x and all the females by y. ऐसे उल्टा होना चाहिए था, but let us do that. So now we have x to the power n, y to the power 0, plus x to the power n minus 1, y to the power 1, plus x to the power n minus 2, y to the power 2, and so on. This goes on happening, right? This goes on happening. This goes on happening. But here, the coefficients will be the values which will be taken from Pascal's triangle. Pascal's triangle. I'll tell you. Is that clear? How? So let's say I have to calculate the value of x plus y whole square. All of you know what is it? Male ki intensity 2, female ki 0, male ki 1, female ki 1, male ki 0, female ki 2. These are the terms. And from Pascal's triangle, if you look at second row, what was it? 0th was 1, first was 1, 1, second was 1, 2, 1. So this is 1, 2, 1. And that is why we get the formula. Is that clear? Is that clear? Understood? Similarly, if we have x plus y whole cube, then x starts with 3, goes to 2, y becomes 1, x goes to 1, y becomes 2, x goes to 0, y becomes 3, and the third row here is 1, 3, 3, 1. That's why these are the coefficients, and this happens to be the cube of x plus y. Similarly, we can find all the powers, right? And these coefficients are basically known as binomial coefficients. Clear? These are binomial coefficients. ओके नहीं रोहित वो पास्कल ने नहीं किया था, पास्कल ने टेबल बनाया, उसको फिलॉसफी मैंने ऐड किया. ठीक है. सो नाउ टू जनरलाइज इट, x plus y to the power n, this will be equal to x to the power n plus x to the power n minus 1, then comes y, then minus 2, then comes y square. It goes on like this. In the end we have y to the power n, and the coefficients will be now understand this. The coefficient will be, here we'll have nc0, then nc1, and NCR, and in the end NCN. By the way, we have not yet done permutation combination. That is why I would like to stop over here. When we do PNC, we will continue one slide of PNC from this. Okay, is that clear? To be continued in PNC class. Is that cool? All right. And those who understand what is C, what is combination. So Pascal's triangle, this 1 1 1 2 1. If I write this, you know what? If you know, understand what is combination. This is nothing but 0C0, 1C0, 1C1, 2C0, 2C1, 2C2, 3C0, 3C1, 3C2, 3C3. You can check it out. Okay. You can check it out. Got it? So those who know what is combinations, this is what this triangle translates into. You can check it out afterwards. Okay, it will always match. So we'll talk about this more in PNC, okay, to be continued there. Remind me of doing this. Okay? But this is actually important to you, and we have done it. Let's move further. Cool enough? Okay. This is binomial theorem, which says x plus y to the power n is nothing but sigma, that is summation of r equal to 0 to n, ncr, x to the power n minus r, y to the power r. This is binomial theorem, but those who understood it, it's okay. Those who did not, don't worry, we'll continue this in PNC. Okay? Ganesh, exactly. Self-production, same way. Okay, so for everyone, I think some of you understood, some of you got the exact idea, and because C is not known to some who did not have mathematics in 11 and 12, but most of you got it. जिसको नहीं आया, उनको भी they must be thinking that it's so beautiful, mathematics so beautiful, that why didn't you do it earlier, isn't it? So now let us go to the questions and do some more interesting series. Okay, infinite geometric progression. So I will discuss this now. Infinite GP. All right. ठीक है? Infinite GP is part of today's session. It is very important. Infinite GP. So infinite GP का मतलब क्या है? A GP that never ends, isn't it? 1, 2, 4, 8, 16 till infinity. We don't know where it goes. आशु, सबके लिए फर्स्ट टाइम ही था ये. Some people knew binomial theorem, some did not. लेकिन जो ये चीज थी, nobody knew. रोहित आज ही हो जाएगा. Okay. Now in this case, as you can see, the common ratio is greater than 1. है ना? 2 है यहाँ पे. And I'll take one more series. This is first example. Let's take one more example in which I'll take 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 4, and so on till infinity. This is also infinite GP. Here r is less than 1. Right? Right. Okay. Now tell me something. Is that clear? Aishani will come to that as well. Because it's an additive series, right? तो बढ़ता जाएगा because it can be plus infinity or minus infinity, both way. Okay, so now tell me something. If for r greater than 1, what is going to happen? Something starts at, let's say, 1, then becomes 2, 4, or whatever. So I'll give you a very physical example and physical understanding of it, physical illustration. Let's say you are this, I made your eye. This is your eye. Okay, you are looking at an infinite GP. It starts with 1, goes to 2, 4, keeps on increasing like this. Somewhere over here, infinity lies. Nobody knows where is it. So tell me something, can you see the infinity? Can you see the infinity from here? कुछ भी मैं बहुत difficult चीज नहीं कर रहा हूँ, बहुत simple बात कर रहा हूँ. Can we actually see the infinity? No, not really. नहीं कर पाएंगे. We never know where is it going and what will be the last term. It is impossible to go there, isn't it? But what if I have something like this for r less than 1. Now, this is where I'm looking at the things. All of us looking at things like this. it starts with something big and converges like this. Somewhere over here infinity lies. There's one thing we are sure of. In second case, also we cannot see the infinity, but we are sure infinity jo kuch bhi hogi, it will be close to 0. Yes or no? Will tend towards 0. Will tend towards 0. क्या है पता नहीं, but लगभग 0 है. Is that right? If you keep on dividing, like the example is, I give you the example, 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 4, keeps on dividing, in the end it will be very close to 0. And so, this series is known as divergent because it diverges. This is known as convergent because it converges. Divergent series का sum निकालना is impossible, term निकालना is impossible. For convergent, the sum निकालना is possible, which is equal to first term upon 1 minus r. That's it. Clear? You know what is converge and diverge. Okay? So right now I'm not going to derive it. I'll derive it later in today's class itself. But I'm just showing it to you that why we do not have a formula for an infinite GP when it is divergent or when r is greater than 1. Okay? Simple तरीके समझ में आ गया सबको. We can use calculus, limits, everything and try to derive this formula, but that is not in the ambit of CAT. I'll leave it like that, won't use calculus, but I'll show you some very simple pattern and this thing will come in front of you. Okay? थैंक्स जनिधि. रजत ऑफ कोर्स आएगा, वो भी आएगा. स्टेप बाय स्टेप बढ़ेंगे आगे हम. ठीक है? दैट इज क्लियर ऑल ऑफ यू. हाँ, कूल. Right, I love physics. Okay, so this is clear to all of us. Now, let us try to do a few questions because now is the time to move from GP to AGP. But before this, we need to do this term, this question. In infinite GP, every term is 6 times sum of all the terms that follow. If the sum of first and second term is x, find the third term. Try to solve it. Exactly, Rajat. Now we are talking the language I like. Very good. हाँ, लॉट ऑफ एग्जाम भी है और अलजेब्रा को लोगों को लगता है कि हम अरिथमेटिक पूरा कर लेंगे और कैट में हो जाएगा, बट ऐसा होता नहीं है. Algebra is something which will actually is the most scoring in CAT QA. See, it's an infinite GP. So let the GP be A, AR square, and so on. Now, it says every term is 6 times the sum of all the terms that follow. That means the first term will be 6 times sum of all the terms that follow. Yes or no? Is that clear? Is that clear? Understood this point? All right. Here R is less than 1, obviously, because it's an infinite GP. Okay. Now, the formula for an infinite GP, what is it? It is first term upon 1 minus the common ratio. So, A is equal to 6 times. Inside this bracket, what is the first term? Inside this bracket, the first term is AR, not A. Isn't it? So, I'll write AR upon 1 minus R and close the bracket. Is that clear? Is this step clear to all of you? Which also means A is equal to 6AR upon 1 minus R. As A is a constant, it can be cancelled on both sides. So, now we have 6R is equal to 1 minus R, which also means that R is equal to 1 by 7. Is that right? Clear to all of you? जिन लोगों ने 6x आंसर मार्क किया है उनका गलत है. I hope you got it now. R is equal to 1 by 7. It says sum of first and second term is x. That means A plus AR is equal to x. It's given in the question automatically, which means A times 1 plus R is equal to x. If I put R as 1 by 7 here, what do I get? A times 1 plus 1 by 7, that is 8 by 7. So 8A by 7 is equal to x, which also means A is equal to 7x by 8. We have A, we have R. Yeah, Pranav. Chintan, which part? Should I repeat? We need the third term, that is AR square. So value of AR square will be what? A is 7x by 8 and R is 1 by 7. Iska square kar do, 1 by 7 into 1 by 7. 1 7 gets cancelled out. We have x by 56 as the answer. Aditya, very good. Harsh, full solution है ये. It is the full solution. वन में तक कैसे और क्यों पहुंचे? ये क्या सवाल है? कैसे और क्यों? एक बार मैं इसे धीरे कर दूँ, चीज़ को धीरे बताता हूँ. Let the GP be A, AR, AR square, so on till infinity. Okay. Question says every term is 6 times sum of the terms that follow. Every term is 6 terms that follow. Okay. Every term. तो पहला term भी यही होगा. Even the first term would be sum of all the terms that follow. First term is A. This will be 6 times the sum of all the terms that follow. सबका sum मैंने कर दिया यहाँ पे. Is that right? Understood? Riti, तुम्हारे सवाल में ही तुम्हारा जवाब है. Read the question once. क्या बोल रहे हैं? All the terms that follow. Follow क्या होता है? उसके बाद आते हैं. उसके पहले आते हैं वो नहीं. Is that clear, Riti? Okay? खुशी, इतना सिंपल टॉपिक तो है. आई थिंक मोस्ट सतीश अभी समझ में समझा रहा हूँ ना, मैं दोबारा बता रहा हूँ. थर्ड स्टेप कौन सा? ये वाला. विच स्टेप? ए इज इक्वल टू 6 टाइम्स दिस. हर एक टर्म 6 गुना है किसका? उन सारे टर्म्स जो उसके बाद आते हैं उनके सम का. समझ में आया? इस जीपी में कोई भी टर्म उठा लो कहीं से भी, वो अपने आगे वाले टर्म्स का, द टर्म्स दैट फॉलो, उनके सम का 6 गुना होगा. Is it? If the question is clear, solution will automatically be clear. Riti, Janvi, and Satyajit, is it making sense now? So basically, if I choose the first term, this will be 6 times sum of all the terms that follow. चिंतन, ये पॉसिबल कैसे है? ये पॉसिबल इसलिए है कि R is less than 1. It's an infinite GP. I told you earlier, an infinite GP. Convergent है ना ये. ऐसा नहीं exactly. Follow मतलब क्या होता है? Which come after. अगर मैं चल रहा हूं and if you are following me, what does that mean? कि तुम मेरे पीछे आ रही हो, आगे आ रही हो? ठीक है ना? Now it's clear. अच्छा, ये कैसे हो सकता है? लोग बोल रहे हैं ऐसे कैसे पॉसिबल? ये ऐसे हो सकता है कि इनफाइनाइट जीपी है, आगे वाले टर्म बहुत कम होते जा रहे हैं, इन सबका सम. Ayush, no, 6 won't be the common ratio. Of course not. Okay, so now we have to find the common ratio. All right. Is this step clear? The third step is clear or not? मैं थोड़ा वेट कर लेता हूँ. ऐशानी, आयुष, सत्यजीत. आयुष, 6 कॉमन रेशियो तब होता जब ये बोलता है कि एवरी टर्म इज 6 टाइम्स द नेक्स्ट टर्म. ऐसा बोला ही नहीं है, पूरे सम का 6 टाइम्स है. ओके, ग्रेट. Now you can put the formula. So what is the formula for sum of an infinite GP? It is the first term upon 1 minus r. What is the first term in this bracket? First term कौन है? AR है, upon 1 minus r. Is that right? Now it's clear. If I open the bracket, A gets cancelled, है ना? A gets cancelled. So we'll have 1 minus r is equal to 6r, or we can say 1 is equal to 7r, or we can say r is equal to 1 by 7. I hope it's clear. Clear? Very good. अब आते हैं सेकंड पार्ट क्वेश्चन के. सम ऑफ फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड टर्म इज x. फर्स्ट टर्म इज a, सेकंड टर्म इज r. AR, so a plus AR is given as x, which means a times 1 plus r will be equal to x, right? And the value of a is not known to us, but the value of r is known to us. That is 1 by 7. A times 1 plus 1 by 7 is equal to x, which also means this is 8a by 7. 8a by 7 is equal to x, or I can say the value of a will be 7x by 8 in terms of x. Cool? लिख लो इतना, समझ लो सब लोग एक बार. I'll wait. अच्छा सवाल था वैसे ये. आयुष, इज दैट क्लियर टू यू? आयुष, सोन 6 वोंट बी कॉमन रेशियो, है ना? अर्जु, क्या हो गया? तुम्हारी एक आईब्रो नीचे एक ऊपर, ऐसा क्यों? व्हाट डज दैट मीन? आई एम वेरी बैड एट यूजिंग स्माइली, सो टेल मी. शॉक्ड, कंफ्यूज्ड, इंटिमिडेटिंग? ठीक है. सो नाउ we have to find the third term. What is third term? AR square. So we need to find AR square. Great. AR square we need to find. The value of A is 7x by 8. And the value of R is 1 by 7. इसका square करना है. 1 by 7 into 1 by 7. 7 gets cancelled. X by 56 has to be the answer. Yes, Mukul. Vashisht, which part you not able to understand? गौरव बिल्कुल कर सकते हैं, सेकंड टर्म लो, थर्ड टर्म लो, कुछ भी लो। यस सारंग, एजीपी में भी आएगा ऐसा। विल कम टू दैट ओनली आफ्टर दिस क्वेश्चन। वशिष्ठ कौन सा पार्ट समझ नहीं आया तो पूरा एक एक स्टेप लिख दिया मैंने यहाँ पे, तो ईच एंड एवरीथिंग। क्रॉस मल्टीप्लिकेशन देखो जिंदगी में कौन ऐसा करता है, 1 - r = 6r, तो r को वहां भेज के 7r लिख दिया। तो एग्जैक्ट पूछो कौन सा पार्ट समझ नहीं आया, देन आई कैन टेल यू। Second part, a plus. Vishal, if you take third term, the following terms, 4th, 5th, 6th, and till infinity. Pranam, hopefully. All right. चलो एक तरीका और करते हैं शॉर्टकट। एंड रोहित, आई एम रियली हैप्पी दैट यू फाउंड इट आउट। ओके, लेट्स डू इट वन मोर वे। रोहित हैज डन इट। आई थिंक वी शुड गिव एन अप्लॉज टू रोहित। आई एम वेरी हैप्पी। आंसर इज x/56 अतुल, या x/56। ठीक है, चलो अब एक काम करते हैं। व्हाट इफ वी डू नॉट कंसीडर अ जीपी, एन इनफाइनाइट जीपी? लेट्स कंसीडर अ नॉर्मल जीपी। ओके, T1, T2, T3 and T4. I'm going till T4 for the simple reason because in the question, first and second terms are being talked about and third term has to be found out. All right? So let T4 be anything. Let it be A. Is that okay? Is that okay? So now listen to me very carefully or I will lose it. T4 is A. T3 will be 6A. Yes or no? रोहित के लिए एक बार वो तो कर दो, क्लैप तो कर दो सब लोग। रुको रुको, रोहित आ जाएगा, वेट। देखो देखो अभी क्या होने वाला है। जो तुम कर रहे हो, तुमने समझा, उसको थोड़ा सा और इजी कर रहा हूं मैं। T4 is A, T3 will be 6A. Is that a problem? Anyone? No? Okay, now from the question it says, देखो हर एक टर्म अपने आने वाले टर्म्स के सम का 6 टाइम्स है। So what is sum of these two? Is it 7A? Isn't it? What does it mean? This means that term 2 will be 6 times 7A, which makes it 42A. Is that right? Is that right? Is it making sense? है ना? T4 को A लिया, T3 को 6 से ले लिया automatically, and T2 will be 6 times sum of the terms that follow, right? What will be T1? T1 क्या बन जाएगा? Sum of all that follow. So 42A to A, if we add this, I'll get 40. How much do I get? 49A. Which means term first will be 6 times 49A. 6 times 49A. That is 294A. Am I right? ठीक है। इन लोगों ने क्या बोला है क्वेश्चन में कि सम ऑफ फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड 294A plus 42A is equal to x, then what is the value of 6A? That is what we need to calculate. Now I think बच्चा बच्चा इसको कर लेगा। If I add this, I get 336A is equal to x, which means A is equal to x upon 336. यहाँ पे डाल दो 6A. So 6 times x upon 336 and you will get x by 56. Clear? This is another way to solve the same question. रजत, टर्म 4 को मैंने ए मान लिया। क्वेश्चन में क्या लिखा था बात यार, एक छोटी सी बात समझो एक बार। कोई भी टर्म अपने आगे आने वाले टर्म्स के सम का 6 टाइम्स होगा। सो आई टुक T4 एज ए, T4 ए है, इसमें सारे टर्म माने। अगर टर्म 4 ए है तो टर्म 3 6A ही होगा ना, 6 टाइम्स। Isn't it? Now Rohit, tell me, this is way more easier, isn't it? आदित्य, 4 तो लेने पड़ेंगे ना, वरना सवाल कर ही नहीं पाओगे। तुम्हें तीसरा टर्म निकालना है ना आंसर में। बस उससे भी हो जाएगा, 3 से भी हो जाएगा आदित्य। हाँ सही है, 3 से भी हो जाएगा। Connect with practice, things come automatically. More you practice, better you get. अब आ गया जिन लोग पहले रिदम को अब आ गया होगा चलो वेरी गुड नाउ कमिंग टू नेक्स्ट पार्ट दैट इज कॉल्ड एन एजीपी दिस इज एजीपी अब ये करने के पहले मैं तुम्हें एक चीज दिखाना चाहूंगा जिसके लिए बहुत देर से वेट कर रहा था सो यू गेट द क्वेश्चन एंड आई टेल यू समथिंग रियली इजी हिटल से कम आ रहा है ना हाँ 4 लो ना जितना पूछेगा उससे एक हमेशा लेना चाहिए ऑलवेज ओके नाउ आई वांट टू शो यू समथिंग एग्जैक्टली रोहित कुर्सी की पेटी बांध लो तूफान आने वाला है मौसम बिगड़ने वाला है ओके सो इन एजीपी व्हाट हैपेंस इट इज arithmetic or geometric progression but before going there let's do something really beautiful 3 मतलब चिंतन मैंने पहले कहा 3 से ऊपर लेना पड़ेगा जब भी कुछ पूछा है उससे एक कदम ऊपर ही लो तभी आंसर आ पाएगा नहीं आ पाता है ना वेल बिकॉज थर्ड टर्म शुड आल्सो फॉलो सेम थिंग ना कि द फॉलोइंग टर्म्स का 6 टाइम्स होना चाहिए तो थर्ड टर्म ऐसा नहीं हो रहा है इसलिए वो चीज गलत आ रही है इज दैट क्लियर टेक 4 टर्म्स एटलीस्ट चलो अब यहां पे हम एक काम करेंगे सब लोग ध्यान से देखेंगे I have a series. Okay, let the series be S. And this series is like this. 1 plus एक काम करते हैं. Let the series be A plus AR plus AR square plus AR cube. Now we're coming to the derivation of what we discussed earlier. किसी ने पूछा था ना कि सर इसका लॉजिकल एक्सप्लेनेशन क्या है? तो वहां पे हमारे हैं. Okay, ready? Just when a lot of people are shouting outside, I'll just ask them to keep quiet. Okay. ठीक है? Well. Now, pay attention. This is infinite, isn't it? This is infinite. ये कहाँ शुरू A से है खत्म कहाँ हो रहा है? We are not sure, isn't it? What if I multiply both sides by R? I'll get RS is equal to. Now this A becomes AR. Yes or no? Is that right? Everyone, pay a lot of attention here. Just a minute. Okay. I multiply this by R. I get RS, and here this A becomes AR. तो मैं यहाँ पे काम करूँगा. मैं उस AR को इसके नीचे लिखने की बजाय इसके नीचे लिख दूंगा. Why am I doing it? You might be asking. So that it's easy for me to compare. Is that clear? So if I multiply this A with R, I get AR. This AR with R, I get AR square. ऐसा होगा ना? ये सारे टर्म्स R से मल्टीप्लाई होके AR square, AR क्यूब एक्सेट्रा बन जाएंगे. Yes or no? कोई फर्क पड़ेगा नहीं. Infinite terms है. Is that right, everyone? Now let's do the sweet little subtraction. If I subtract everything minus, मजा ही आ गया. ये सब लोग कैंसिल हो गए. Nobody is here. So what we have S minus RS is equal to A, which further means S, taking S common from left hand side, I get 1 minus R is equal to A. That means S is equal to A upon 1 minus R. काम खत्म. Is that right? So this is the mathematical explanation, and what I discussed previously was to show that why we cannot get the infinite terms ka sum if R is greater than 1, because it will be divergent and we won't be knowing where infinity lies. Now adding to what we did earlier and this, I think things are pretty much clear. There's no doubt now. Okay? Cool enough. Great. Now what? Let us do this question. Try and solve this one. मुझे पता है बहुत लोग बोलेंगे ये क्या देख लिया जिंदगी में, but things will become pretty much clear. Why we call it AGP? Because if you look at the numerator, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, they are all in arithmetic progression, and the denominators are in geometric progression. That is why it's called an AGB. Okay, there's nothing much to it. It's an infinite series. Try to solve it on your own once. So how many of you got it? There's no formula. मतलब होता है formula, but उसके बारे में सोचो ही मत. So I'll do one thing just to ease my life. I'll assume let x be equal to 1 by 5. That is what I'm going to assume. हाँ होता है प्रणव, उस पर हम जाएंगे नहीं. You know what? It keeps on changing situations. So forget the formula. Let us go to the logic. जो मैंने अभी थोड़ी देर पहले किया था, this thing, it will be same logic. The same logic will be there, and we'll get the answer. Okay? So देखो, यहाँ पे जो subtract हो गया, same will happen here also. Let x be equal to 1 by 5. So this series, let it be s. S is equal to 1 plus 3x plus 5x square plus 7x cube plus 9x to the power 4 plus 11x power 5 and so on. Isn't it? All of you will be surprised and happy once I solve this. So we have this. Now, our main aim in life right now is to cancel out as many terms as possible. As many terms as possible. How is it possible? If I multiply both sides by x, I'll get xs here. And near 1x मतलब x हो गया, उसको यहाँ लिख दूंगा. To compare the like terms, 3x becomes 3x square. This becomes 5x cube. This becomes 7x to the power 4. This becomes 9x to the power 5 and so on till infinity. I think you got the idea now. Let us do that sweet little subtraction from everywhere. What's going to happen? On left hand side, I have s times 1 minus x. On right side, this 1 will be alone. And 3x minus x becomes 2x. 5x square minus x square becomes 2x square. And so on. 2x cube, 2x to the power 4. And so on till infinity. Okay? Is that cool? Now, s times 1 minus x will be equal to 1 plus. Now, this whole, listen to me carefully. This whole is nothing but an infinite GP where 2x is the first term and common ratio is x. So this is what we have. Is that clear? बस बात खत्म, काम बन गया. So this will be equal to how much? S will be equal to, let's do some cross multiplication, addition and everything. 1 minus x times 1 minus x plus 2x will be how much? 1 plus x upon 1 minus x. ये और ये नीचे आ गया, इसका स्क्वायर कर दो. This is what we have with us. And now let's bring back that x over here. Put x is 1 by 5 and get the answer. I'll do it here. S is equal to 1 plus x is 1 by 5, whole upon 1 minus 1 by 5 the whole square. That's what we have. So S is 6 by 5, whole upon 16 by 25. Isn't it? Right? ये 2 3s are 6, 2 8s are 16, 5 5s are 25. So answer is 15 by 8. Some of you got that. Is that clear, everyone? 15 by 8. Congrats to those who got it. And those who could not now might be realizing it was so easy, isn't it? बस देखा, जो लोग डर रहे थे अलजेब्रा से सीखने सीरीज से, कुछ भी पूछ लेगा, we can do it, right? See, you are here to learn new things and unlearn old things. You're not here to get approved of the knowledge that you already have. है ना? कुछ exactly. कई बार लोग सोचते हैं कि हमें पहले से क्वेश्चन आया मतलब समझ सब कुछ आ रहा है. ऐसा नहीं है. You need to unlearn and learn new things. Bablu, of course, is cat level. Exactly, Deep. Deep, you know what? What is mathematics? Can anyone explain mathematics? Can someone define? People have given different definitions. I say, in my definition, mathematics is nothing but study of patterns. That's it. And that's the reason I love mathematics, because you can study patterns. This is a pattern. That's it. Once you get the patterns, things become very easy for you. Let's do one more question like this, the same way. And now I hope all of you will be able to solve it. Exactly, Kavya. It is just for simplicity. चंदन, just for simplicity, ताकि x लिख के आसान हो जाए ना, 1/5 लिख के भी कर सकते हो. स्पेस खराब होती, पेपर खराब होगा, पेन खराब होगा, ज़्यादा पेपर यूज़ होगा, ज़्यादा पेड़ कटेंगे, इको फ्रेंडली नहीं है, इसलिए मैंने x मान लिया. Is that understood? Sachin, what happened? Why we did 2x for 1 minus x? अरे ये स्टडी ये ना sum of infinite GP. First term is 2x and common ratio is x. So first term upon 1 minus r. Okay, Sachin. Clear? चलो ये वाला कर लेते हैं. एक बात तो है, मुझे अच्छा लग रहा है कि भले यहाँ पे बहुत लोग एग्जाम में कम लोग आ पाए हैं, बट समझ में तो सबको आ ही रहा है. नो रोहित, न्यूमरेटर इज नॉट मूविंग इन जीपी. नो 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 नो, दैट इज कॉल्ड सेकंड ऑर्डर एपी. People are giving the answer is 1. Okay, let's do it the same way. Let x be equal to 1 by 3, है ना? Now what does that mean? Sum, the series sum will be x plus 2x square plus 4x cube plus 7x to the power 4 plus 11x to the power 5 till infinity. Is that right? क्या करेंगे भाई? सेम चीज जो पहले करते आ रहे थे. Let's multiply both sides by x. We have x's here. This becomes x square plus 2x cube plus 4x to the power 4, 7x to the power 5 till infinity. Let us subtract. If we subtract, we get s times 1 minus x. On left hand side and right hand side, we get x plus x square plus 2x cube plus 3x to the power 4 plus 4x to the power 5 and so on. दो बार करना होगा शुभांकर. Exactly. Is that right, everyone? अक्षय छोड़ो जिनका आंसर तुम्हें समझ में आ रहा है जो लिखा है मैंने. इज दिस क्लियर? सो कैन वी डिराइव एनीथिंग हियर? कुछ और हो पाएगा क्या? नहीं. तो एक बार हम वो x वाली चीज फिर से करेंगे. नाउ विल मल्टीप्लाई अगेन बाय x. मल्टीप्लाई बाय x अगेन. अगेन फिर से करेंगे. ठीक है. सो वी गेट xs टाइम्स 1 माइनस x on left hand side. On right hand side we'll get x square plus x cube plus x to the power 4 plus x to the power 5 and so on till infinity. Right? And now let's subtract. If I call this 1 and I call this 2, we need to subtract 2 from 1. If we subtract 2 from 1, what will we get? प्रियंका आते वहां पे. तब जब तक कि तुम्हारा सब कुछ कैंसिल ना हो जाए तब तक x से मल्टीप्लाई करते चले जाओ. Is that right, प्रियंका? Understood? Till the time these things do not get cancelled, keep on multiplying by x. Note it down, Priyanka. And those who cannot understand it. रोहित हो सकता है बट मैं उतना डिटेल में नहीं जाना था. इट विल प्योर मैथमेटिक्स. ठीक है. ऑलराइट. x square x cube, this is 2x to the power 4, this will be 3 and so on. Right? Or no, coefficient here. प्रियंका एग्जैक्टली सेम अप्रोच रखना है ऑलवेज. इज दिस क्लियर? नाउ व्हाट? लेट्स सबट्रैक्ट. तो यहां क्या मिल जाएगा? आई कैन टेक s and 1 minus x कॉमन, सो वील हैव दिस वैल्यू ऑन लेफ्ट हैंड साइड. लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में क्या आया? क्लियर है? इफ आई सबट्रैक्ट दिस फ्रॉम दिस लेफ्ट हैंड साइड, इज दैट क्लियर? Clear to all of you? Tell me yes or no. Not clear? जानवी एक बार करके देखो खुद से. s times 1 minus x and this x times s 1 minus x. So s 1 minus x can become common. यहाँ एक बार है, यहाँ x बार है. Okay. On right hand side we'll get this x square get cancelled and all we have is x cube plus x to the power 4 till infinity. Right? I'll have to write it somewhere else. This is forming an infinite GP, isn't it? Right? This is forming infinite GP. I'm writing it above. S times 1 minus x whole square is equal to x plus x cube upon 1 minus x. Is that right? Pair. This is infinite GP, where first term is x cube and common ratio is x. I hope this is clear. I'll wait for a few seconds. Cool. Put in the values of x and get the answer. कुछ करने को है नहीं इसके बाद. Let's put x equal to 1 by 3 everywhere and get the answer. So s will be equal to s 1 minus 1 by 3. ये 2 by 3 हो गया. इसका square is equal to 1 by 3 plus 1 by 27 upon 2 by 3. You can solve it. I don't have enough space. I think you guys are solving it. 4s by 9 is equal to 1 by 3 plus 1 by 18, right? Which means s is equal to, if I add these two, it's 7 and 9 by 4. So s will be equal to 7 by 8. That happens to be our answer. Yes. We have to keep on, okay, note this down, we have to keep on multiplying by x until we get an infinite GP, or everything gets cancelled. That is the main catch over here. शुभंकर क्या तुम्हारा एक आया तो गलत आया होगा, कुछ गलत कैलकुलेट तुमने कर लिया होगा. आंसर इज 7 by 8. नहीं हर्ष, कैट में से क्वेश्चन आ जाते हैं, ये मुश्किल थोड़ी ना यार. इज इट डिफिकल्ट? कीप ऑन मल्टीप्लाइंग बाय x at one point of time, you will get an infinite GP. That's it. हालांकि मेरे पास प्योर मैथ्स का भी इसका रीजन है, but I don't want you guys to feed with you so much information that you get blasted, your mind gets blasted. नहीं सर, इतना टाइम नहीं जाएगा. दिस विल टेक हार्डली 1 minute, 1.5 minutes, नॉट मोर देन दैट. डू इट ऑन योर ओन. ठीक है, जस्ट 1.5 minutes. वो तो मैंने बार बार समझाया है, इसलिए ऐसा लग रहा है. 300 लोग सवाल पूछेंगे तो लग ही जाएगा ना. यहाँ भी 10 मिनट लगे. Rohit, I think I answered your query already. Do the same question alone. You will not take more than 90 seconds. That will be maximum possible time. हो सकता है और कम लगे. Is this clear all of you? Any doubt? ये अप्रोच फिक्स रहेगा और इससे डिफिकल्ट एजीपी नहीं आ सकती. जो ये क्वेश्चन इससे डिफिकल्ट कैट पे नहीं आ सकता. अब देखो, ओवरडोजिंग थोड़ा सा एक से हल्का काम करते हैं. आई एम गोइंग टू रेज इट ऑल. नाउ Priyanka asked me, how do I know I have to multiply by x? So what did I say? Keep on multiplying by x until you get an infinite GP. And that is a good way to approach. But if you want to know the mathematical part of it, I'll just tell you. See, in the previous question, the arithmetic part of it was 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Isn't it? In the previous question, this is what we had. This is what we had. Right? नहीं शुभांकर, मैंने भी वही किया है जो तुमने किया, बट ट्राई करो फिर से. ये था. Tell me what, is this an AP? This is an AP, isn't it? ये AP है. यहां पे हमने मल्टीप्लाई बाय x, we multiplied by x once. Now look at this. 1, 2, 4, 7, 11 and so on. So now notice this very carefully and you'll be amazed and happy at the same time. The common difference in the previous condition was 2. Difference was common. That's what the AP. In this case, the common difference is 1, then we have 2, then we have 3, then we have 4. Here, the difference is in AP. So if I do it again, I'll get common difference. Is that right? क्या अंतर दोनों में? पिछले वाला खुद ही AP था, यहां पे इसका difference AP में है. The difference is in AP. All right. In the previous condition, if I took the difference once, I got same numbers. That's 5 multiplied by x. In this case, I got common elements after doing it twice, subtracting it twice. That is why I'll multiply by x twice. Is that clear? So we multiply by x. You know what we are doing actually? हम कर क्या रहे हैं? हम यहां से नीचे आने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. Do you get it? In the previous case, when we multiplied by subtracted once, we got to an infinite GP. But here, when we multiplied it once, we did not get an infinite GP. If you remember, एक बार फिर से करने से infinite GP आया था, and that is why it was twice. आगे समझ में बात? इसके आगे नहीं आएगा. कुछ लोग पहले हमारे टाइम में 10 साल पहले जब कैट हुआ करता था, तो उस टाइम पे मैंने देखा है 3 बार करने में भी आता था. But that is very difficult. Now it is not that difficult. Exactly, Rohit. अब ये बात सबको समझ में आ चुकी होगी. ये बात मैं पहले भी बता सकता था, but that would have been over information for you guys. Now you can kind of get it clearly and imbibe it in your solutions. Okay, Shubham. मजा आया ना? Is it very interesting? You know what? अब ये बात यहाँ कैट में रिक्वायर्ड रेलेवेंट नहीं है, बट आई टेल यू व्हाट, एट वन पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम अब मैं किसी ने पूछा कि नेक्स्ट टर्म का क्वेश्चन अगर कैट में कैसे करेंगे, मैं वो बताऊंगा, बट मैं अभी नहीं बताऊंगा. वंस योर सिलेबस इज फिनिश्ड, आई टेक इन दिस थिंग अ वर्कशॉप इन विच आई डिस्कस दैट एज वेल. वैसे कैट में पूछना बंद कर चुका, बट इन केस आ गया तो यू विल बी देयर. सो वन पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम व्हाट आई वाज डूइंग, इट वाज लाइक व्हेन आई वाज इन माय स्टैंडर्ड 11th और 12th, आई वाज सो मच फैसिनेटेड विद दिस सीरीज एंड सीक्वेंसेस दैट केप्ट ऑन डूइंग इट. इसको हम बोलते हैं सेकंड ऑर्डर एपी. kept on doing this, and ultimately I found a solution to what we today call as calculus. Calculus nothing. Calculus is the daughter of algebra. You know that? हाँ रोहित, इसलिए बता दिया मैंने. लेकिन होता है ना, जब आप रेडी हो गए मेंटली, उस तभी आगे बताऊंगा मैं. That would go to calculus. I'm developing a calculus of my own. In fact, I have developed all the differentiation. Soon I'll be working on integration, a new kind of calculus. Let's see how that fares. And it comes through sequence series only. Irrelevant to CAT, but just for the sake of, because I got so much excited after teaching this, I told it. Now coming to the next part is partial fractions. Session खत्म नहीं हुआ है. कौन बोल रहा है? Thank you for Vatsal. Wait. There's one question left. Partial fractions के बोलने से पहले, let us try to solve this question. This is a very common question which comes in CAT normally. So what happens here? एक सवाल बचा है, रुक जाओ. This is 1 upon 1 by 3, 1 into 3. We have 1 upon 3 into 5. So there'll be something. What if I take 1 upon 3 minus 1 by 5? What I will get? I'll get 5 minus 3 upon 3 into 5. Yes or no? If I take 1 by 5 minus 1 by 7, I'll get 5 minus 7 upon 5 into 7. Yes or no? That's what you get. This is the last part of sequential series, right? So see, the pattern over here is to observe is that we get 2 upon 3 into 5. Here we get 2 upon 5 into 7. Why are we getting it? Because the difference between 3 and 5 is 2. 5 and 7 is also 2. So if I want to break it. It will be 1 by 1 minus 1 by 3. But because 2 is in the numerator, I'll have to multiply it by 1 by 2. Is that clear, everyone? Is that clear? Right? This is 7 minus 5. मैंने गलती से उल्टा लिख दिया. Is that clear, everyone? Or if you got it? Similarly, this will be 1 by 2 times 1 by 3 minus 1 by 5. Isn't it? We keep on getting this. Mukul, अगर 1 by 2 नहीं लिखूंगा, this becomes 2 by 3. This becomes 2 by 15. But we require only 1, not 2. That's why half कर दिया. Got it? Everyone? ठीक है, चलो अब इसको हम एक तरह से जनरलाइज कर लेंगे एंड वी ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड द मैथमेटिकल अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ इट. सो बेसिकली पार्शियल फ्रैक्शंस क्या होते हैं? व्हेनेवर वी हैव समथिंग लाइक दिस 1 अपॉन x टाइम्स x प्लस एनीथिंग, लेट इट बी x प्लस a. लिसन टू मी केयरफुली. नाउ आई वांट, सबको समझ में आ जाएगा देखने के बाद, आई वांट टू ब्रेक इट इन टू फ्रैक्शंस. ओके, इन टू फ्रैक्शंस. सो आई विल राइट इट एज a by x plus b by x plus a. डज इट मेक सेंस? माय मोटिव इन लाइफ राइट नाउ इज टू write this as a sum or difference of two different fractions. Can this be done? We won't go to quadratic because that doesn't come in CAT. सबको बचपन की इंटीग्रल कैलकुलस याद आ गई होगी, इंटीग्रेशन. Is that clear? Is that clear? Yes or no? Clear to everyone? Now multiplying by x into x plus a on both sides. What do we get? Must you do that? Here we get 1 only. On right hand side we'll get a times x plus a plus b times x. Yes or no? है ना? तो अब तो सब ध्यान से देखेंगे. जितने लोगों ने मैथ्स नहीं पढ़ी है पहले, कोई बात नहीं, मैथ्स इतने सिंपल है, पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है. So at x equal to 0, what's going to happen? Why I'm taking x equal to 0? What's my motive? At x equal to 0, this b goes away. So we have 1 is equal to a times a, which further means the value of capital A is equal to 1 by a. And similarly, at x equal to minus a, ताकि ये 0 हो जाए, I get 1 is equal to, this becomes 0. 1 is equal to minus b times a, or I can say b is equal to minus 1 by a. Is that clear, everyone? अरे चिंतन, थोड़ी सी देर की 4-5 मिनट और माइंड को पुश कर लो एंड यू विल बी एनलाइटेंड. Is that cool? So now we have done it. We have done it. And now I'll write the exact value. So a is 1 by a, so I'll get 1 by a times x, right? Right? And here b is minus, so minus 1 by a times x plus a is what we get. That is the partial fraction. Isn't it? Or I can take 1 by a common and I'm left with 1 by x minus 1 by x plus a. Isn't it? Now you realize why that 1 by 2 came in the previous slide. 1 by a बाहर आ गया और ये a था क्या? What was the a? This a was nothing but difference between these two denominators. So in this case, if you see, difference of these two denominators is 2. Here also it's 2. And that's where this 1 by 2 came into existence. Can you compare this? Can you compare it now? The value small a was 2. And x was 1. And x plus 2 will be 3. सबको समझ में आ चुका है? Cool enough? So whenever whatever difference is, वही यहाँ 1 by 2 हो जाए, बाकी जो भी है उसको माइनस कर दो. Perfect? So what if I have something like 1 upon 1 into 5? This will be equal to 1 by 1 minus 1 by 5. Difference क्या है? 4 का 1 by 4 लगा दो, आगे काम बन गया. Clear? को बोलेगा बताओ 1 upon 2 into 7 क्या होगा? तो आप बोलोगे 1 upon 2 minus 1 by 7, डिफरेंस 5 का है, 1 by 5 लगा दो. Done. As simple as that. कुछ लोग इसको रट लेते हैं कि जो लोग रटते हैं मुझे पसंद नहीं आते. And you are my students, I should like you. And I can like you only if you understand the logic behind it. And that is done. Is that clear? कोई बोलेगा बताओ भाई 1 by 99 times 101 क्या होगा? आप बोलोगे 2 का अंतर है तो 1 by 2 रखेंगे. And 1 by 99 minus 1 by 101. That's it. Great. So we have done everything under the ambit of CAT in the topic sequences and series. It's over now. और तुम लोग जाओ, इससे पहले मेरे को एक बहुत छोटा सा काम करने का मन कर रहा है, बहुत छोटा सा. इसके लिए मुझे तुम लोग का पूरा अटेंशन चाहिए. आंसर 9 by 19 था ना? ओके. हार्मोनिक के बारे में क्वेश्चन नहीं आएगा. हार्मोनिक का क्वेश्चन कभी भी कोई फॉर्मूले से सॉल्व नहीं होता. इट्स डन बाय अप्रॉक्सीमेशन ओनली. किसका आंसर? टेल यू आंसर. अच्छा, इस वाले का? रियली? इट्स नॉट रिक्वायर्ड. ओके. दिस विल बी 1 by 2 times 1 by 1 minus 1 by 3. This will be 1 by 2 times 1 by 3 minus 1 by 5. And so on. Let's take 1 by 2 common. Inside bracket 1 by 1 minus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3 minus 1 by 5 plus 1 by 5 minus 1 by 7. Keeps on going. In the end, we'll have 1 by 17 minus 1 by 19. Everything gets cancelled. Only first and last term remain. So 1 by 2 inside bracket 1 by 1 minus 1 by 19 is what we have. Nishtha, HP मैंने बोला जैसा आएगा. HP is no formula. It's done by approximations. So I'll cover it up in the workshop. Okay, Nishtha? Clear? पहले 2-3 टर्म्स का निकालते हैं सम और बाकी को हम अप्रोक्सीमेट कर लेते हैं. We will discuss that in form of a question. Don't worry. So we have 1 by 2 and this will be how much? 18 by 19. So 9 by 19 happens to be our correct answer. दूरी का डायरेक्टली क्वेश्चन ऐसा नहीं आएगा बट कहीं कहीं फाइंड करना पड़ सकता है. थ्रू क्वेश्चंस में कराऊंगा. डोंट वरी. आई टेक अ फुल वर्कशॉप ऑन अलजेब्रा. विल डू दैट. सब कुछ भी कर देंगे तो ओवरलोड हो जाएगा. लेट अलजेब्रा गेट फिनिश्ड. देन आफ्टर दिस वी हैव फंक्शंस एंड ग्राफ्स. वंस इट गेट्स फिनिश्ड आई विल टेक अ फुल syllabus algebra of full syllabus workshop of algebra and we'll do that. Okay. Do you want me to tell what I'm going to tell or should I do it in the workshop itself? एक पैटर्न था which looks very beautiful. So I wanted you to see that pattern, but it's okay. We'll do it in the workshop. स्ट्रैटेजी प्रियंका, अभी तो एक ही स्ट्रैटेजी है जो सिलेबस क्लास में हो गया उसके सवाल थ्रू असाइनमेंट्स एंड हार्ड कॉपी कर लो. रोहित करेंगे when there will be a lot of people, we'll do that. In fact, उस पे question बन सकता है. I'll do that. The pattern is in music. I'll play a chord, so I'll bring a guitar in the this workshop and play the guitar and tell you the pattern, and on that pattern there can be questions in CAT. ठीक है, वो करेंगे. I don't have guitar right now. So okay, I think you enjoyed the session, and so did I. I love algebra and sequence series is my favorite, so I got a lot of excitement and everything. But I hope it was conveyed to you guys as well. So let's meet again in some other class. Till then, take care, everyone, and revise it once, this session, a few parts of it, which will be very much helpful. Janidhi, we'll plan that out. Let the syllabus finish first. तथा बिल्कुल होगा, IMBC से भी होगा. Psychology of Money Deep, it's a good book. You can read that. Should be once you finish off with the assignments and gift material, then ask me, because that will be too much. Me too, Janidhi. I also enjoyed a lot. Good night, everyone. Take care.